tell you when the sales are expected to begin and detail another loss for the toy retailer.
And a popular downtown Muncie event is in its final year. How event organizers for Muncie Gras say it'll go on, snow or shine.
We have a watch that's going to be coming here in just a couple of days, but that comes after a clear day. I'll have the details coming up on this newscast.
From Ball State Unified Media, this is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for being with us. I'm Tyler Brumman.
And I'm Samantha Johnson. We begin tonight with a look at a major snowstorm that is expected to move into east central Indiana this weekend. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch for tomorrow night through Saturday evening.
Forecasters are calling for up to 8 inches of snow in some parts of the state, with small accumulations of ice also being a possibility. NewsLink Indiana weather forecaster Ethan Rossick gives us a first look at what's to come. Ethan, what can we expect?
You know, everything you said is exactly correct. We do have a winter storm watch that will be in effect. This will be starting at 2 a.m. on Saturday, and this is all for all of east central Indiana and parts of central Indiana as well. And this is in effect through the day on Saturday. Conditions are favorable for snow to be happening, and right now it's clear, and that's going to be the shape for tonight and tomorrow. Everything will change as we get into tomorrow night and on Saturday, and this is the weather maker that's going to be making its way into central Indiana. All of this is going to be moving southeast, and it's majority rain, but it's going to be changing into snow as it makes its way into central Indiana Friday night and into Saturday. 47 was our high today. 52 is our average high, so we were a bit below that, and we were nowhere near a record high set back in 1991 with a very nice 73 degrees set back on that day. But we have a nice end to the work week tomorrow. Like I said, winter will be making a return, and I do have an upside. Warmer temperatures are going to be coming back into the forecast. I'll have the details on all of that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Ethan, looking forward to it. New on NewsLink, 2 individuals with Hoosier ties who fled an Arkansas mental hospital are considered to be armed and dangerous. Today, a local police department received a tip that they may have been spotted in Daleville. Psychologist Michelle Messer and patient Corey Chapin were caught on camera leaving the facility Tuesday, and the two haven't been seen since. Chapin reportedly has connections to Anderson. This afternoon, Daleville Community Schools put out a warning on Facebook that the two may have been spotted driving a blue SUV. If you see Messer or Chapin, you are encouraged to call 911.
Also this evening, 3 former employees at the Pendleton Correctional Facility were arrested today, one of whom is a Delaware County resident. This stemming from allegations of an inmate speeding on February 24th. Now, both State Department of Correction officials and the Indiana State Police investigated these claims. And this week, Matthew Ryan Franklin of Daleville was charged with 4 counts, including battery resulting in bodily injury. The second former employee faces the same charges, while the third is charged with false informing and official misconduct.
A Muncie man is in trouble with the law once again. 38-year-old Timothy Sheff was preliminarily charged with dealing meth and driving under a suspended license. Investigators said an informant purchased nearly 7 grams of meth from Sheff. Sheff's latest arrest comes just a week after he led police on a 3.5-mile car chase. During the chase, Sheff allegedly threw a handgun and pouch containing meth from his vehicle. Sheff is being held on a $60,000 bond.
And this Saturday's Muncie Gras will go on, rain or shine. But if you haven't gone in the past, this is your last chance to do so.
Yeah, that's right, Samantha. NewsLink Indiana's Vanessa Brooks has the story.
Although it doesn't look like much now, Cannon Commons will be the host of the 17th and final Muncie Gras. Those who are 18 and up, unlike in the past years, will be able to enjoy live music as well as other festivities. Cheryl Crowder, the event director for Downtown Development, explains the original purpose for Muncie Gras and why it will be the last one.
It has done its job. Downtown that we see today is absolutely not the downtown that was here when we started this event. We were 90% vacant in the storefronts. So like the things that have transpired, it's been successful. We have businesses down here, we have spaces full, we have arts and entertainment, we have food and drink, and it was really designed to do those things. At this point, it's time to do something new. Shake it up and do something else.
The Muncie, Indiana Transit System will be offering free rides along the Ball State campus. Ball State student Amy Riker shares her experience when using the buses.
We took a bus, so that was really nice. It picks you up it picked us up like right outside my apartment, and then it took us there and it took us back. So we didn't have to worry about driving or Ubers or anything like that, which I thought was really well done.
Midget wrestlers, the Indigos, belly dancers, and drag queens will be a few of the acts that you can catch at Saturday's Muncie Gras. In Muncie, Vanessa Brooks, NewsLink, Indiana.
And pre-sale tickets are now on sale for $15 and will cost $20 at the gates. You can purchase your tickets at downtownmuncie.org.
With March Madness in full swing, Indiana State Police will continue to conduct sobriety checkpoints across Indiana. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration are adding an additional 836 portable breath test devices. Now, the legal limit of blood alcohol concentration is 0.08, and during an interview with Indiana State Police Roadshow, Lieutenant Richard Kivett said even if you've only had one drink, you're still putting other drivers at risk.
A lot of them, think they have a couple beers and they're still okay to drive, and that's what they don't understand. They're still impaired.
Right.
They may be on the lower end. They're not the guy stumbling around that can't get the key in the door, but they're still impaired when they come through our checkpoints because of the legal limit in Indiana.
Now in Henry County this last weekend, troopers along I-70 checked a total of 110 cars through the 2-hour checkpoint and issued 15 warnings and 5 tickets. More checkpoints are scheduled for this weekend across portions of north central Indiana.
2 more members of the Trump administration will be leaving the White House. News first broke today that President Trump's personal lawyer, John Dowd, was resigning. He released a statement saying he fully supports the president and wishes him the best moving forward. Hours later, the president tweeted that National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster will be leaving his post on April 9th. The tweet says former Fox News commentator John Bolton will replace McMaster. He is also the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Bolton will be Trump's 3rd national security advisor since taking office. And President Trump continued his busy day by imposing new trade tariffs on China, and the expectation is that China will eventually hit back.
Yeah, that's right, Tyler. Karen Kaifa is in Washington with the latest on what this move means for relations between the 2 countries moving forward.
This has been long in the making. You've heard
Following through on tough talk on the campaign trail, President Trump signed off on tariffs on about $60 billion of Chinese imports coming into the U.S., citing the trade deficit with China as a particular problem.
It is the largest deficit of any country in the history of our world. It's out of control.
The tariffs also follow an investigation by the U.S. into intellectual property theft by the Chinese. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer offered rare praise for the president for taking action where predecessors did not.
President Trump is exactly right this afternoon to propose a plan designed to punish China for its most flagrant trade abuses.
While many advocate some sort of action against China, some worry the tariffs are too broad of a response and could spark an economic showdown.
I'm sure the Chinese are going to target important and iconic U.S. brands. There's already been discussions of that. The big fear, of course, is that this is just the beginning of a more global trade war.
And in the middle of that could be U.S. companies and consumers. On Monday, 49 of the nation's largest retailers, including Walmart, Target, and Costco, sent a letter to President Trump warning of the impact of the tariffs on the price of consumer goods and on their shoppers. The president's announcement and the potential consequences gave the market jitters. The Dow down triple digits most of the day. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
The Dow closed the day down more than 700 points due to fears of repercussions from these Chinese tariffs. Now, China announced within the last hour that it may raise tariffs on U.S. pork and aluminum, among other goods, in response to Trump's tariff hikes.
Governor Eric Holcomb passed legislation today that will directly affect the State House. Coming up, we'll tell you what changes will be coming to the State House.
Yeah, and Minnetrista is hosting another show open to the public. The details after the break.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. All members of the Indiana General Assembly will now be required to attend sexual harassment training. Governor Eric Holcomb signed the bill this afternoon. Holcomb outlined changes to the state's executive branch and its harassment prevention policies, all of which will be focused on modernization and the increase of professionalism. Holcomb says it makes sense for all branches of the government to take a look at their policies. He went on to say there's zero room for harassment of any kind in the state government. Now all employees are currently required to complete an annual computer-based training.
The well-known Muncie landmark Minnetrista is currently holding its annual art show now until April 29th, and this year marks the 28th celebration of this event. The Juried Art Show and Sale is a 2-month-long event that takes place in the heart of Minnetrista. The event is an open invitation to all Indiana artists to show off their talents and to give them the chance to win some awards. The artwork includes photographs, charcoal art, digitally designed pieces, and metal sculptures to make each piece unique.
My favorite part is that people who are making art, making beautiful things in their free time are able to share it with the community. They put a lot of work. You can tell each and every one of these pieces, there's a ton of work put into it, and this is just a great opportunity for that to share that with really anyone who wants to stop by Minnetrista.
And once again, this event is going on now through April 29th, but if you can't make it out this year, no worries, it will be back next spring.
And a heads up to Muncie shoppers, Toys R Us has announced that its liquidation sale will begin later than anticipated. It was reported yesterday that the toy store would begin its liquidation sale today, but that move is currently being held up due to court orders across the country. A company spokesman said that the sale could officially begin as early as tomorrow. Toys R Us announced it would be liquidating all stores last week after a slower than expected holiday season. The company plans to close all stores permanently by the end of June.
And more sad news for Toys R Us. Founder Charles Lazarus has died a week after the company announced plans to close. Lazarus started the company in 1948 at the age of 25. He sold the chain in 1978 and served as the CEO until 1994. Lazarus oversaw the company as it went from a $1 billion company in the early 1990s to an $11 billion company at its peak. He did not hold any stock in the company at the time of his death. Lazarus was 94 years old. And Ethan, what can we expect to see coming up in the weather?
On campus right now, it's actually kind of chilly outside. You can see it's 39 degrees outside, winds out of the west-northwest, 6 miles an hour, and because of that, it feels like a little cooler, 35 degrees. But the cooler temperatures will be sticking around, and I'll have the details coming up after the break.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
And welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. So guys, obviously this week was the official beginning of spring, but it sure does not feel like it.
I know. Call me selfish, but I'm looking forward to some 60-degree temps and sunny temperatures, but I don't think that's in the future, is it?
You know, it doesn't feel like spring. I completely agree with you, and that's what it's been throughout the majority of the week. And temperatures are going to be increasing, but I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But we do have to deal with some cooler temperatures for the next few days, including some snow as well. 39 degrees right now here in Muncie, 36 in Kokomo, 40 Indianapolis. Good evening, folks, in Lafayette. You guys are sitting at 39 degrees right now, so overall temperatures pretty similar all around the state of Indiana. And remember, this is below average for this time of the year. Radar is clear, though, and that's going to be the story for tonight and the majority of tomorrow, with the exception just of some showers down in Illinois. But the main story is going to be all of this that's happening in the Northwest. You got some rain in Idaho and in Montana, and some snow if you go into Washington State. All of this is going to be moving to the south and east, all towards the Midwest. And this is that snow that everyone has been talking about for the past several days. That'll be in here Friday night and the majority of Saturday as well. And you can see that here on Precision Cast. Tomorrow is going to be a clear day, but notice as the clouds move in as we go through, we do have some clouds going in and some rain, but that is all going to be changing into snow. And this is Saturday at around lunchtime. You can see snow throughout the majority of the area, but the more north you go, the less snow, and the more south you go, the more snow you'll see. 1 to 3 inches expected for east central Indiana, but once you go south of Anderson into Indianapolis and a little bit more west of there, that's where more snow will be. So be aware of slick roads and some ice around the area. So just be careful if you are going to be heading out on Saturday. We do have that winter storm watch, 2 a.m. to 8 p.m. all on Saturday. Just be aware that there will be some slick spots and some snow on the ground throughout the day on Saturday. 24 degrees for low tonight. Clear skies, though, not a bad night. Just bundle up if you are going to be outside. Slight wind out of the northwest, 3 to 8 miles an hour. And then for tomorrow, clear skies, green light. Temperatures in the upper 20s, but skies will be clearing as we get through the morning. And that is going to be the story all throughout the day tomorrow. Clear skies before all the snow gets here Friday night and into Saturday. And tomorrow we'll start off the day in the 20s, 28 degrees with a few clouds. But notice as we go through the afternoon, we'll be cloud free, and temperatures will be in the lower 40s for a high tomorrow. 43 degrees at 3 p.m. Winds out of the northwest, 8 miles an hour. But notice as we get to the 9 o'clock hour, that's where clouds will be on the increase, as where that snow and rain will be coming into east central Indiana beginning late Friday night and into Saturday. And you can see here on the 7-day, here's that snow and rain, 90% chance of rain on Saturday. Also the coldest day of the 7-day, 36 degrees. But look what's going to be happening on Monday and Tuesday. Monday, 40% chance of rain with a high of 52, temperatures slowly beginning to get above normal. And then Tuesday, 70% chance of rain, but that also is going to be the warmest day of the 7-day degrees. We're finally getting to see some 60 degrees. We've been waiting for that for way too long.
I know, looking at Wednesday and Thursday on that 7-day forecast, to be honest, I'm hoping that that's a trend that will start.
You know, that's what it looks like for right now. Once we get past this weekend, all I know is I'm looking forward to seeing some warmer weather, and I guarantee I am not alone out there.
Yeah, we agree with you, Ethan. Thank you as always.
Got it.
And Kara, what do we have coming up in sports?
All right, guys. Well, coming up in sports, we'll take a deeper look into the gymnastics team's end of the season and see why everyone's March Madness brackets are busted.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Kara Biernat with sports. The Ball State gymnastics team season is preparing for its final go-around. The team is heading into the MAC tournament 9-9 overall, 2-4 in the MAC. NewsLink Indiana's Sam Matlin has more on the team's outlook this weekend.
The Ball State gymnastics team is heading to Central Michigan this weekend to compete in the Mid-American Conference tournament. Head coach Joanna Salem said the competition is good and any team has the chance to come out on top.
I think that this year, especially within the MAC, if whatever teams are hitting, it's going to make it really challenging because I think every team in the MAC has the potential to be able to win this year.
The team has 5 seniors who will compete in the tournament for the last time. Senior Bailey Bell said she isn't focusing on the competition, but performing the best she can.
I'm trying not to think too much about that, just going in and keeping the team positive and doing what we've been doing all season and not holding back.
For NewsLink Indiana, Sam Matlin.
The MAC championship starts this Saturday afternoon at 2. Plenty of Cardinal teams are traveling this weekend, including some of the women's track team. They are just another Ball State team feeling the effects of Indiana weather. The Indiana Wesleyan University Polar Bear Invitational was originally scheduled for Saturday, but has since been moved to tomorrow. Because of this shift in scheduling, the Cardinals will send a limited group to compete in only 2 events. Kayla Eckenroth, Emma Madeline, Melissa Rodriguez, Lauren Whitehouse, and Kitty Taylor will race in the 1,500-meter event, and Kayla Hoover will run the 800-meter. The track and field team has been racing past the competition this year after 8 event wins and a 9-0 record against other Division I programs. The 1,500-meter run featuring 5 Ball State runners is set for 1:10 p.m. and the 800-meter is set for 3:30 p.m. March Madness is back after a week-long break of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. This week, the teams in the Sweet 16 will battle to move on to the Elite 8. After a start to the tournament that saw a handful of unpredictable upsets, there's a few reasons why this tournament looks different from any other. This time around, we've seen 15 upsets by an average seed of over 10, one including number 11 Loyola taking down number 3 Tennessee in a game that came to the last basket. And Loyola actually just secured a spot in the Elite 8 with a 69-68 win over number 7 Nevada. The Elite 8 will be cited after the 4 games tonight and tomorrow are over. Now guys, I don't know about you guys, but my bracket has been busted since the beginning, so at this point I'm just watching for fun.
And Kara, I don't think you're the only one. I certainly don't think so thank you for that. We appreciate that.
All right, when we come back, we're going to have our trending segment, and all you need to know is boom goes the dynamite. We're back after this.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough.
I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
And welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. We are now joined with Marley Thomas with a little bit of entertainment news.
Hey guys, so I don't know about you, but I'm a big coffee fan, and the coffee company that we all know and we all love is becoming more environmental friendly. Starbucks announced that they are offering $10 million grant challenge to find a new cup design.
Ooh.
The company has teamed up with a recycling-focused group and has named the project Next Gen Cup Challenge. With nearly 6 billion cups distributed globally each year, Starbucks accounts to almost 6 billion of them. With this design challenge, Starbucks wants to find a way to create cups that will be easy to recycle.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's cool that they're doing something that's environmentally friendly, and hopefully they can get some cool designs.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think it's a great step for them. So, 13 years ago today, right here on NewsLink Indiana, a Ball State freshman, Brian Collins, became a viral sensation because of this phrase.
And boom goes the dynamite.
At the time, Collins was filling in for a sports anchor who was sick due to an inexperienced teleprompter operator fast-forwarding the script. He ended up having to ad-lib. After this incident, Collins' sportscast was featured on television and radio throughout the country. After 13 years, the broadcast is still known as the Collins incident.
Pretty cool. I remember before I even came to Ball State hearing about this, and now that I'm here at this desk, it's kind of funny to watch.
Yes, and boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, doing, like before joining NewsLink, I did like some research and I saw like all the really good newscasts, and then this video popped up. It was just interesting.
Yes, very
to see.
funny, of course.
Marley, thank you as always.
Thank you.
How about we find out check that weather from Ethan?
Yeah, you got it. So we do have some more cold that we're going to have to deal with before those warm temperatures are coming. I promise they're coming. So you can see that next week. 60 degrees by Tuesday, but first we got to deal with some cold weather. 36 on Saturday with that rain and snow coming. Here in East Central Indiana, 1 to 3 inches in accumulation, but the more south you go, the more snow you'll see.
All right, thank you, Ethan. That is all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow for our midday update on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night.